Hello, hello. Welcome. Today, I would like to do a reading back to Xana. And hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for coming. So I saw that she was a water sign. I saw some of the comments. I didn't see all of them. I'm guessing because I have to clear this energy. Just a second. Hello, welcome. I want to jump back into Xana today. I just checked her birthday. She's a water sign. Thank you for the comments. I saw some of them. We just got a jumper and I haven't even asked a question. Let's ask Xana what else we need to know. Lovers in reverse. So welcome. Hi, everyone. If you're in the bleachers, for some reason, this deck doesn't like to be read in reverse. It's the only deck that I think I have that doesn't like to be read in reverse. And we just set the intention. I set sacred space, asked for guidance and the right words, and asked Xana what we need to know. We got the lovers. They were technically in reverse. You know what cards I think we get to use today? Game of Thrones. That just came up. The Hermit jumped out. That's curious. The Hanged Man. The Magician, Smoke and Mirrors. The Chariot. They moved her, we know that. I'm going to shuffle a couple of Ashley's cards. We might be switching decks right off the rip. I just got the other ones. I love those Game of Thrones cards. Those will be fun. Oh yeah, and everyone that's actually watched the Game of Thrones, you'll know what I'm talking about because I've never seen it. We're going to just check Ashley's cards, see what is on them. I mean, Xana's probably just saying that she's here. These cards that we got right off the rip, they're all Major Arcana. I'm telling you, this girl doesn't play. We got royalty yesterday. She was some kind of royalty. She's also very, very much, very connected to the other side. Or her higher self, angels. Mind control. I've seen Ashley get this. There was something about the OnlyFans stuff that was like, Ashley's read about this before. It's some kind of like science experiment. Shocking. We just got these. I just did John O'Keefe too. And low vibe. Yep. That's what it does. It keeps you in low legal proceedings. BK is right in the middle of that. Poor guy. I wish the dream team for Karen Reed would go down and help him. Political warfare psyop. Yeah, it's out in the open. Wow. Got it. These I literally, every single one of these cards political. We know this. Scott Green is not off the radar. Don't you worry, Scott. You're very much on the radar. Treason. Trafficking. Well, there we go. Done. These people give me the creeps. There's trafficking. That's what we needed to know. I knew it. I knew it. And the Chariot's right here. Travel. I think they kidnapped her. All in the name of God. They all do this stuff. The Mormon Church, the Church of Scientology, and this Christ Church, their hands are not clean. And that's what I'll say about that right now. It's disgusting. Everyone has Google. It's an experiment. Yeah. Secrets. War. Yep. Okay, we know that. Wow. Ashley's cards just killed it. Wow. Oh, wow. Xana. I love this about Xana. We have all the major arcanas. This trafficking card, I've been saying that for 2 months. I'm going to leave that right there so you guys can keep it. Trafficking. That's what I think this was all about. Well, I'll tell you what I really think. Back in 2019, Scott Green was a part of his name or an LLC he's connected to. Bought that land that 1122 was on to build low-income housing. This is all like, everyone has Googled, and it's all public record. This is not a secret. Well, the secret probably is like that he didn't think anyone would find out, and this isn't the like big secret stuff. This is the stuff that I'm just explaining because it explains what I'm looking at. So in 2019, remember, okay, 2018, this is the timeline, and I have it in a spreadsheet. He mysteriously got elected to be the president of the school, which was really weird because he had no background on paper. He shouldn't have gotten it. And it was a 100% vote. No one thought anything of it. 2019, he signed the papers to give the lot that 1122 is on for low-income housing. There's a lot of money there. 2020, miraculously, he turns the financials around. And 2020, was this in 22 that this happened? In 23, and the LLCs connected go through Utah, very Mormon, lots of Mormons building houses in the name of God. So, and I think there's like video going around that he was at the bar that night. I don't know if I've actually seen it. Who did I get? That Bill Thompson guy was there. I don't know if anyone's seen him. We're gonna switch decks to, I just might have to pause you. I don't know where I'm just gonna pause you for a second because I have to find the Game of Thrones cards. Just a second. I went to grab the Game of Thrones and saw the Pulp Tarot and decided to use them. So we set sacred space, called in the quarters. I'm gonna clear the energy. Man, oh, that was a strong start. I can do astral projection, so I can see things. And I'm trying to figure out what side of the veil that Xana's on, communicating with us. And like I said, if there are any mediums who can pick her up, let me know. All right, so we are going to use the Pulp Tarot deck, and we're going to try to drill down on this. We just pulled from my favorite deck, from my regular deck. And we got all Major Arcana. Two of Cups. Five of Cups. I'm not going to read these in reverse either if you're watching. So she's a water sign. Two of Cups is our... Hope you guys can see this. Welcome if you're in the balcony. Glad you're here. Thank you for coming. I don't have a set way that I always read. So I don't always read 10 or always read 12 or 14. I just read intuitively. And I don't feel like reading, or these don't feel right to be read in reverse either. Oh boy. Well, Xana's the royalty. We got that card. We also have the Queen of Wands. We know who that is. We have the Knight of Pentacles. The Magician is Smoke and Mirrors. Trafficking. That came out. Makes me sad. But Two of Wands. So for Xana's life, let's narrow this down. Let's ask Xana to give us like a narrowed down, something narrower, like that could do by night or something. Maybe your life. Because Ace of Swords. I need to narrow it down. What we have right now is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Swords is the Madam. I think, after reading on her yesterday or the day before, I think she's a Madam. And I bet that house was, a brothel? This adds another layer to this whole thing. So if that was a brothel, I don't know what the right words are, but that's what I can see. So has anyone ever found actual leases? I found one lease with Ashlyn on it. Did anyone actually live there? Or is that their working house? And these cards are really cool because they're like, not ancient. Like, it reminds me of the 20s. Like, this Magician. Smoke and Mirrors, man. All right. So if that house, oh man. If I'm going to write this stuff down. If that house was a brothel and no one actually lived there, but Ashlyn was on the lease. I remember getting that. I wonder what I'm picking up. So, brothel. Was 1122 a brothel? You know who will have it is, what's her name? Oh, I bet she's on my list. She's the one that the little clown, whatever that kid's name is, he stole all of her information. Luna, something Luna. I don't think I have her on my list, but her name is Luna something. And I'll look in her stuff to see if that was a brothel. Well. Okay. I'm just going to call the Queen of Swords the Madam for right now. The Madam is the Queen of Swords. There's something like very 1920s that's coming through. That's like very clear. Like Xana was like a swinger. No, a swinger, the dancing, the kind that dance, not the swinger, the other kind. Like, you know, back in the 20s, the roaring 20s. It's a good time for America. We also got Trafficking right off from Ashley's deck. That's what I think happened. They had already, that pool party had already talked about doing that. She's one of the other girls. What is she trying to tell us here? She's a cup. She's a water sign. Magician is, I probably should move this Trafficking thing. I wonder if that's like hindering my ability to see outside the box. The Knight of Pentacles. I guess that it's not technically frat row. I'm going to set a more clearer, I'm going to ask a clearer question. Like, what kind of clear question should I ask? Like, what? I guess what we could do is ask, like, I want to ask Xana if she was the big guy. Like, maybe Quinn and all those kids were just like fronts for her. She got royalty, every important person that's been archetypally. She also just got all the major arcana. There's something about like the 20s that I don't know if she liked that or what. I want to use my regular deck because I feel like there's something I'm missing. All right, I have to think. What question do we want to ask Xana? I'm going to ask her a lot of questions. I'm going to ask her if that was her real name. Doesn't Xana look like, what was that mom? Casey Anthony. She named her babysitter Zanny the Nanny. I wonder if that was just like a play game. I wonder if that was her real name. I'm gonna grab Ashley's cards too. I just don't know. I don't know what to ask. But I need something really clear. Well, we got 2 cards that jumped. I'm using Ashley's for a second. Plot twist and trafficking, but, well, it jumped. Plot twist. Wonder if the plot twist is that they weren't unalived. The plot twist is they are still alive. That's a question. That's not a statement. I wonder if that's what the plot twist is. They were trafficked, and the plot twist is they're all still alive. I mean, you don't have to be a body language expert to see that the corner was awkward. I wonder if that's what it was. Oh, and you know what card's at the bottom? Secret government program. That's our MK Ultra. Oh, if anyone is on the other side of MK Ultra, or you have flashes of memory and you don't know where they came from, I just started helping in the last 2 weeks a number of people who are getting flashes, and so it's like an MK Ultra deprogramming. I can help you. She also has anger and rage, and at the bottom we have drugs. Yeah. Who really is Xana? That's the question here. She has brothers or something. It was not as, oh, there's a paper trail. Where can we find it? Look into her parental figures. So there was a question. All right, there's a paper trail, and look into the parental figures. Who's she connected to? This is something like Xana. I mean with the utmost respect. I don't think she was who we thought she was. These are awesome cards to get. Plot twist. Yeah, I'd say so. Who was her parental figures? All right, there's a comment about there's 2 women that this person asked me to look into to see if it was her real mom. Swords. It was an overkill. This is for Ethan, I think. And welcome. If you're new, friendly reminder that I don't read these. For some reason, these cards didn't like to be read in reverse. Wands. That's the madam. I'm going to just call her madam. She's earned that name too. So this confirms what Ashley got. There's a reading about, I saw her give it to the girls in the, what is it called? OnlyFans stuff. That it's actually a government, well, it's a program that uses drugs. It sounded to me like MK Ultra. And this confirms that. We have a Page of Pentacles. Is there a girl on any of the Chapin stuff that we can't figure? We don't know who it is because I wonder if the madam is her mother. Trying to think of the background check. I can't remember if, I'll tell you who's not on there. None of the triplets are on there. I found one deed with Mazzie's name on it. None of their background checks come back with the triplets on it. I'll have to look again when I get off this to see if there's a girl, like a woman, who we don't know who it is. Because I wonder if Xana was the Emperor, Queen of Wands, she's the Emperor. I wonder if she is Xana's mom. I'll tell you he's not on any of that stuff. I think Hunter might be on one of them, but he's not Ethan's age. There's like no triplets. That's the main point of what I'm getting at. And if there are, and there's someone who can produce a real birth certificate, I'll change my mind. I'm open to interpretation based on evidence. We follow the evidence. I don't think I've done a reading or a background on Xana, but I'm going to because that'll be helpful for this. I think Xana's there's a connection to that mother and Xana. I mean, Ace of Swords, here's our contract. All right. For homework, I'm going to write this stuff down. In conclusion, we just left with a lot more questions, but what I want to know is, I'm going to write this stuff down. In conclusion, Xana got royalty yesterday. I know we don't have like royalty, like, but when you're in organizations or what's her bloodline? I'm not joking. That's actually something that it wasn't the Church of Satan. It's a different one, but it's the same idea that follows them down by bloodline. I wonder if it's in her bloodline. So Xana, who is Xana? Because this does remind me of Zanny the Nanny. I think she even spelled it the same way. So Xana, who is she? I'm going to run a background check on her and see if that helps solve any of this stuff. I'm going to look at that mother's background check again and see if there's a girl. Okay, run background on Xana. I'm going to look at the mother, the trash bucket mother, and see if she has any females that aren't, like, I don't recognize. Background for that mother. Okay, then I want to know if there's any evidence that that was a brothel, whatever they call it these days. I wonder if that's why she showed us those 1920s cards, so I put the word together. When you're channeling, they use your vocabulary to explain stuff, so if you don't have that word in your vocabulary, they'll use symbols or whatever. So is there any evidence that that was a brothel? It makes a lot of sense that it would be, because people used to call it a rug house. I wonder if it was something as well. Is there any evidence of a brothel? We got that she was trafficked. We got it twice right off. I mean, I'm going to stick to, I don't know. By a parental figure. That's why I think we're going to run this background check on that mother. And if we find something, I bet we will. It's something to do with her bloodline. And if you do any of the research, it's not the Church of Satan. It's like the Masonic. It's whatever they do, all that just like blood sacrifice. They track bloodlines. That's where she is. Okay. Then we want to know what else. Okay, Scott Green came up. Why did he come up? We can place him with money laundering and LLCs. So this is all allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. We have the papers to show it. Everyone else does too. You guys can all Google. Everyone has Google. Scott Green came up. Scott Green and our Emperor, so the Queen of Swords, might have been playing a little hokey pokey. I remember seeing that in a reading. And I know I've heard someone say that they saw that he was in the bar that night. Scott Green is back on the radar. Thanks for coming, Scott. Happy to see you here, bud. All right, in conclusion, thank you guys for coming. Thanks for letting me talk that out. Xana. I'm getting Xanny the nanny, the way Casey Anthony called her fake nanny. Who is Xana? Who is she really? I'm going to run a background check on her. I'm going to look at the Emperor's background, that mother, check her. There's a connection, and I think it's like a bloodline connection. The mother was married to another Chapin before she married this Chapin. They're brothers. Normal. I am going to see if there's any evidence that that was a brothel. And check the Scott Green, that mother connection. Well, Xana. We got trafficking. Don't forget that. So I will love you and leave you. Thanks. That was 20 minutes of me talking that out. She got all major arcanas. She got royalty yesterday. She's like, she plays with the big dogs. That's what she does. I love it. I'm going to call him Xanny the nanny. I'm going to see if that's really her name. I don't know how we would ever find that out. I guess if I looked at that mother's background check and see if there's any women on there, or females that I don't recognize. And I told you it's not on there, the triplets on any of those background checks. So I'll look into that stuff, see if I can find something. I love this rabbit hole. I love it when we can't solve it in 20 minutes. All right, with that, I will love you and leave you. Thank you for coming. I'm going to go check on that stuff. I'm going to go run it right now. Maybe by the time you see this, I'll be back. I love you. Thank you again. Good night.